Hey guys, first regards in here, I'll be talking about Space Marine 2 Patch 13, which just got randomly shadow dropped at like 11 a.m. EST, which is pretty crazy, but we now have access to all the new heroic weapons here. So we have the brand new heroic power axe, we have the brand new heroic plasma pistol as well. Let me go through all of those here today, see my thoughts on them a little bit and their heroic perk effects, and I will of course have more builds for these in the future. Now, if you go over to the heroic store, we have access to all the new heroic items at the moment this patch. This also includes the new heroic cosmetics, which you can see down here, like the new Black Templar helmet and stuff like that. But for now, we're going to talk about number 1, the White Scars Chainsword. Adrenaline Surge stacks are increased to 3. The third stack is a higher damage bonus, but the bonus for the second stack is reduced. This is just the Artificer one we had way back then, but it's actually better than it was back then as well because the heroic perk effect here is quite strong. If you're not sure how block weapons actually work, I do have a full block weapon guide, but having 3 surge stacks, that is pretty intense. Now next here we have the Relic Battle-Worn Plasma Pistol. Only fires charge shots with increased damage, but charge time is longer. I'm gonna be honest, just like on first glance, having an increased charge time on your Plasma Pistol, rate of fire will still be king, because the actual damage of Plasma is not like the biggest problem. This will probably be like pretty strong for damage, but like overall, you will probably want the rate of fire version. And the final one here is the Sanguine incarmine axe. Power backstep can still be performed with the next heavy attack if you move out of power stance. So when we go into the actual armoring hall here, we're going to go through their actual stats. So number 1, the incarmine axe. This has 12 strength, 4 speed, 17 cleaving potential, and a defense type block. This will put it 2 over the standard block power axe, which is actually pretty good. You are missing 5 strength here, which kind of sucks, but if you set it up in a proper way for like full damage, or just using things like whirlwind with endless slash, you do have more options on this one in my opinion, because the big issue you have with a lot of the power axes in Space Marine 2 is that they're actually quite slow. Or, excuse me, not all the power axes, but like just the block one. It's quite slow at 2 speed, so using things like whirlwind is not super powerful. This one's actually pretty good for that. If you're unaware on how to actually enter power stance to activate the Sanguine Edge perk effect, all you have to do is to achieve a perfect block a single time your character will enter a stance. You just hold down your melee button to perform a heavy attack. Now this one allows you to do that outside of power stance. So all that means is if you get a perfect block parry and do nothing in response, you'll be able to hold down your attack button after to actually get that power wave. And power wave is very strong for staggering enemies and killing a bunch of guys. So number 1, I would pretty much always suggest taking power wave and the perk over here, tactical retreat, to up your power backstep wave damage. Now for the plasma pistol here, this one has a 9+ firepower, 5+ accuracy, 3+ rate of fire, and rate of fire is the stat that will actually increase your charge rate, and then it has 8 venting speed, 7 range, and 100 magazine capacity. Now this puts it a little over in magazine capacity compared to the other firepower variant in the rate of fire version, but for the most part, I still think this one is better, and the charge effect here, which is called overcharged plasma coils, it could be pretty strong. I'll test this more out for like proper build combinations, but on things like the tactical plasma boost, this could be a very powerful thing because you do have access to stuff like plasma boost and other options like versatile, or excuse me, versatility for 25% more damage on your secondary weapon. And you also get even more ammunition off of this one because since it has a 100 base magazine capacity here, you will be able to get even more ammunition off of things like Steel Supplier, because this will increase your ammunition by a percentage instead of like just like a flat increase. So pretty good for that, and will probably be one of the better options for him in a plasma build. Now, the final one we'll talk about is the White Scars Chainsword. I think this is just like on surface level the best option of the new ones we've gotten here. We have a 12 strength, 8 speed, 4 cleaving potential, and defense type of block. And you also have the heroic perk effect, Fury of Chigoris. I don't know if I'm even saying that right, but Adrenaline Surge stacks are increased to 3. The third stack is a higher damage bonus, but the bonus for the second stack is reduced. Now, the third stack getting a higher damage bonus and the second one losing damage, the way that block weapons work currently is that you will get a 30% increased damage bonus on your first hit, or like your first perfect block, and then you will stack up the second charge to 90%, so this one will probably be like 60 or 70%, and the third one will give you probably like the full 90%. I don't know if they're actually going to give you like over the 90%, they might. It might come out to like 120%, but the The more logical option for this would be like you might get 50 on the second one, but for the most part, an increased speed on a block weapon like this is very strong. I think classes like Tactical and Vanguard especially that want that fast movement will really benefit from this increased speed, and this might actually be the best in slot chainsword currently, because for a while now, the chainsword has kind of fallen off. The other variants are like by no means awful, but having a faster block option, I think it'll open up a ton of build opportunities, so I'm actually looking forward to using this one. Now, keep in mind, when you're using this version, you can use perks like Overcharge to up your charge attack damage. That will increase damage for things like your, Stomp and stuff like that, your bash, and also perk effects like active attrition. These will give you even more damage on your sprinting and dashing attacks. They'll apply a debuff to the enemy, and because they're applying a debuff for 5 seconds, you will be able to get the full benefit out of this increased speed. And also perks here like momentum gain can be a little bit more beneficial on this one. I will also have full build guides for the chainsword here as well, but for the most part, for now, that is probably the best option out of the bunch. I think this one actually looks quite strong, and of course all of these can now have their weapon skins swapped around, because something Saber Interactive has been doing for a while now is that they are tying the new heroic weapons to existing chapters. So here we have a White Scars one, here we have an incarmine skin for the Sanguinary Guard, and the Rate of Fire Plasma, or excuse me, the heroic plasma. This is just a battle worn skin that we have in all the other heroic plasmas. We'll probably get like a skin just like this for the standard plasma incinerator eventually, but I think it's a pretty cool option, because you gotta keep in mind you can swap all the skins now, so you're not like chapter locked. But if you want to like RP as a Sanguinary Guard or a White Scars guy, you can definitely do that now. And that's pretty much all there is for the new heroic weapons. We only got 3 this patch because they moved 3 of them up to, well, excuse me, they moved them up to patch 12. So we got 3 heroic weapons that were not supposed to initially come out with the Tech Marine, and now we're only getting 3 this patch. But the following patch of patch 14, that will have all the new heroic weapons, although like 6 brand new ones. So that's pretty much all there is for this video, guys. I will have a ton of build guides out for these for both Siege mode and the hard strats and operations. And let me know what you think about the heroic effects and the current cosmetics on these, because I think they do look pretty cool. If you like content like this, subscribe for more, and as always, thank you for watching, take it easy, bye.